morning. We are expecting some additional delays for a Friday because of the rain coming down out there. In terms of icy spots, we're getting reports of some way out north and west of Philadelphia. And in terms of incidents in Montgomery County, right in Skip-Pack, there's one of note that you should avoid. It's on Route 113, just north of Route 73. Skip-Pack Pike and State Police and Rescue Squads are out there. Now let's take a live view in Delaware County of 95, not too far from the Blue Ridge, see how traffic is moving. You can see that it's moving without delay. Everyone driving cautiously. The roadway obviously is wet here, but at least we're above freezing. And finally, a look at the Ben Franklin Bridge. We'll pier at the Jersey side, looking west toward Philadelphia. Everything pretty normal, even though the wet roads are out there. So just use caution this morning. No delays at the toll plazas of the area bridges. That's a look at it for now. We'll see if it changes.
Max, you'll probably need those boots and an umbrella a little later on when you leave today.
It sounds like it from what Bill Henley said.
Okay. Yeah, we do have a little bit of rain forecast for this morning, but quite a bit of rain forecast for later today when you head home.
Right on time. Bill Henley, what's going on?
Well, we're getting lots of light rain and some drizzle scattered around right now, but we are expecting some heavier downpours later this afternoon and this evening. And then overnight tonight, it looks like it'll start letting up. But until then, it looks like it's going to stay kind of cloudy and damp throughout the day. But the one thing you're going to notice is the temperature will be rising in spite of the clouds, in spite of the rain. Temperatures right now in the 30s will make it close to 50 degrees later today. This is the kind of storm we like, kind that brings warm air with it, keeps us out of trouble this time of day. Right now, the only trouble spots are well north and west of the city. In parts of Bucks County, there's a little mixed precipitation, some rain and a little sleet. And if you get a little higher elevations up into Allentown, the Lehigh Valley, Reading, there you'll find some snow coming down, also some snow for the Poconos. But for Philadelphia, for South Jersey, for Delaware, rain is the worst of it this morning. I think we can live with that. Don't have to shovel rain. Let me show you what's going on right now. WeatherNet computer, this is Temple University. Right now they're reporting 33 degrees, just above freezing, so don't expect any slippery spots around the immediate Philadelphia area. The barometer is falling. There is low pressure on the way. After all, that's what's causing all this mess this morning, and that is going to continue to fall until it passes by, and then things will start to improve. Humidity is at 94%, and you can see so far, Temple University, 0.05 of an inch of rain. By the time this is over, we could have an inch, inch and a half of rain on the ground. So there are heavier showers on the way later today. Around the rest of the area, temperatures right now, with a little snow up in the Poconos and Lehigh Valley, temperatures are in the upper 20s and low 30s. Mid-30s and upper 30s for the rest of us, and this all in here is rain. Up here, they're getting some snow in the Poconos too. Get some accumulations in the Lehigh Valley and the Poconos before it starts changing over. Latest Earthwatch Next Red Doppler radar showing just a couple spots of some heavier showers, but most of it is coming down very lightly now. That's going to change later today when we get the heavier showers moving in. You can see just spots here and there of more moderate precipitation, but it looks like this one is not going to be too bad, not this morning. Later today, that's when we could run into a little bit of trouble. It is a big storm system drawing on a lot of moisture off the Gulf of Mexico, also off of the Atlantic. That's providing with clouds and plenty of rain potential for later today. Fortunately, what's arrived here this morning has been very light, so even in those areas that are getting snow this morning, that will be fairly light, and smaller accumulations will be with us for that. High pressure is with us. Well, actually, it's kind of moving out. That's allowing this stuff to move in. As that moves out, well, it will only come down a little heavier at times. So our forecast for today is pretty much rain. It hasn't changed over yet in your area. It will during the morning hours, and by this afternoon, everybody should be getting rain. Possibility of some downpours later today. Look at the temperature to 49 degrees. 5-day forecast to show you that once we get past today, we'll be in pretty good shape for this weekend with lots of sunshine for Saturday and Sunday, and temperatures a little below normal, and possibly some breezy conditions for tomorrow too. So it may turn out to be rather chilly, but it sure will look pretty out there. Then on Monday, some sunshine, possibility of showers moving in on Tuesday, but those will be rain showers.
And you
5-day planner. getting away for the weekend. If you're looking for a weekend getaway, I'll tell you right now, if you're looking for sun and warmth and relaxation, head southwest if you can do that, because that's where the nicest weather is going to be. It's still going to be a bit unsettled for a short time here in the east, at least the next 24 hours, because of the low heading north, warm, moist air, a lot of showers, storms, but then you get north of the warm front, it'll start out as snow, start mixing with some sleet, and start mixing the sleet with the freezing rain, and then eventually across the southern parts of New England it will change over to plain old rain. But we're seeing snow here. Much colder air is pouring in behind here, so it is blowing and drifting some snow. Plus, significantly cooler temperatures are going to come to the east. Now, not that far out of line from what normally should be occurring around the middle part of March, but still much colder than we've gotten used to the last couple of weeks across much of the east, so it's going to definitely feel a lot colder. Rainy travel. The highways from the Great Lakes to the Gulf Coast and Florida are generally going to be pretty soggy here, so allow some extra time. Good tires, good wiper blades on the car. Going to be a lot of road spray coming off on the interstate, so be careful there. Now, if you're traveling on I-95 a little later on today, coming out of Virginia into the Carolinas, down into Georgia and into Florida, you could possibly run into a severe thunderstorm here. Interstate 10 across North Florida, I-75 from, say, Atlanta through Macon, where the Cherry Blossom Festival kicks off today, by the way. All the way down in towards Tampa, St. Pete, you can see strong to severe storms. So it could get a little rough here. PGA Tour, I know, is down in Coral Springs, Florida, or outside of Fort Lauderdale, and, well, they're going to have to dodge some storms, too. Now, again, as we mentioned, it starts out as some snow and some ice. A delay in your trip to the latter part of the morning or afternoon, if possible, would be a good idea, because then you just have to deal with the rain, which is a little easier to handle. But once again, you're going to have that icy mix changing over to rain in southern New England and Jersey, but back into the lakes, it'll see it is snow. Windy travel also here. We're talking behind the fronts and north to northwest winds gusting to 30. Out ahead of the front, southerly winds gusting to 30 of the Carolina coast out towards Chesapeake Bay. Before we get into the jet stream pattern, let's take a look at the big changes we've got stored for the east. Ooh, it looks ugly. Looks ugly. Let's see if we can get it, crank it up here. I guess not. I guess it's not looking too great, so we'll stay with the jet stream. But the big changes that we'll see are reflected in the jet stream. You see the northern branch showing a northwesterly flow here, and that's going to allow some of that colder air to plunge south. Now, by Monday, we'll see temperatures modify just a wee bit. But what we're going to be seeing also happen is this ridge start to build here over the Rockies. And as this ridge builds, we'll be seeing a trough out in the west coast by the middle of next week and a trough in the east, and once again some rather unsettled weather. So let's deal with the temperatures first of all. Significantly colder on Saturday. Notice high temperatures now all the way down southern Mississippi and Louisiana into the 50s. We've been 70s and 80s the last couple of weeks. It'll see significantly colder. Look at the teens, 20s, and 30s. But this is just a cold snap. The weekend will be chilly. We'll still see some 50s around Atlanta and Columbia and Charlotte on Sunday, but then temperatures first part of the next week start to warm up a little bit here, and they will look pretty good until Tuesday when the next little system cruises through and reinforces the cool air. Now on Saturday, it's not going to be a great day for outdoor activities in the east, despite the fact the front's off the picture, because what we'll see is flurries and squalls in the Great Lakes. The big low is going to be winding up right here, but still the strong circulation to bring some snow to the snow belts into the Appalachians. Windy all the way down into central Florida, and with those colder temperatures as we mentioned. Now, by Sunday, most all of that is out of the picture except for the squalls and the wind over the northeast and the eastern Great Lakes. Elsewhere, it's quiet in the east. Our attention shifts to the west where the system comes in, and a little bit of energy squirts off on Monday. That'll trigger the light flurries and showers here, but generally a pretty quiet start to the upcoming week. And then as we work towards Tuesday, a little more moisture ahead of the system brings some showers. We'll look at Florida in great detail, including some radars. That's coming up after your local forecast.
Your favorite flavors never
Dave Franco, Rick Williams, and Monica Malpass.
Good morning. It is 5:30 on this Friday, March 14th. On Action News, a few snowflakes fall, but it doesn't last. Most folks are waking up to nothing but wet roads this morning.
The Center City jogger case is now in the hands of a jury. And the March Madness tips off with plenty of drama and excitement for fans of area teams.
It is Friday morning. Let's go outside to Dave Frankel, who's been keeping an eye on what could have been a little tricky this morning, but we got a break.
Yeah, it looks as though all the frozen precipitation is well to our north, Allentown, and then north of there. So we are in a very good shape this morning as far as where we might have been. Show you what's happening. We have rain all around the region. The official temperature at the airport is 35 degrees right now. And again, a little bit of snow to the north, but even that is going to go away later on this morning. The AccuWeather forecast for today, rain, heavy at times, especially around midday. It will be windy in the Delaware Valley, but look at the high temperature. Temperatures will rise. 50 degrees for the high this afternoon. There'll be some leftover rain tonight, but then clearing out. It will be windy overnight and a very windy day tomorrow. We have to talk about that. 44 degrees, the overnight low. We'll check Action Radar. We'll do the weekend and the 5-day, all in a few minutes inside. Monica?
All right, David, that is our big story. If you went to bed expecting to find snow on the ground when you woke up, well, you probably won't. PennDOT was ready just in case, though. The crews loaded trucks with salt at the PennDOT yards in the Hunting Park section. Those trucks even hit the highways to put down chemicals to prevent icing. Some snow and sleet did fall very briefly, but as we said, it quickly turned to rain here in Society Hill. And as Dave mentioned, that's pretty much the case across the area. Let's go live on the action cam now. This is at Roosevelt Boulevard and Adams Avenue, northeast Philadelphia. Again, the story this morning, roads are wet. Some very light rain is falling and just one intrepid driver out. That's true of most roads in the Delaware Valley. Wet roads, very little slush to contend with. We are getting some reports of mixed precipitation far north and west of the city. There's been a little snow in Allentown and up in the Poconos. And there was a very early accident reported in Sharon Hill at Westchester Pike and Sharon Avenue. One car involved and one person with minor injuries, but that has all been cleared up. Otherwise, absolutely no traffic problems to report at this hour.
In other news this morning, President Clinton is hospitalized.
Back across the central and southern parts of Ohio. Snow been reported near Columbus, Ohio this morning. And then all of this is snow back into Green Bay and Rhinelander. And of course some ice right here near Detroit and just south of Saginaw, but snow across the north. And back here towards Minneapolis, we have some light snow left over. So the current picture shows a wet scenario over the east, warmer air here, so we have rain. It's a little cooler over northern New England, so snow and ice has been reported, a good part of Pennsylvania, western New York, and back across the Great Lakes region into the Midwest. We still have snow this morning, so it's a mess. And much, much colder behind it. Notice the air with 20s and 30s behind that surface front, but out ahead of it, again, with the rain and thunderstorms, we have 50s and 60s. Specifically at 60 degrees Atlanta and Nashville, but again, much, much colder behind it. And actually, when you factor in the winds, I'll tell you, it's very cold, 10 below in Minneapolis, St. Paul, with light snow. Let's see how quickly this surface front will exit the eastern seaboard. Details on the forecast. Here's Bruce.
Let's take a look at it. Midday weather map. We see the low moving on to the northeast, winding up. So again, the snow and the ice, the rain and the thunderstorms out ahead of it through this afternoon. At times, some of those storms could be strong to severe and then turning windy and colder behind the system. So once again, the precipitation will start out as the snow, mixed with some sleet and then some freezing rain, and gradually change over to rain, especially over the northeast quarter. So you got the goulash today. Not a heavy amount of snow until you get into upstate New York and northern New England, then 3 to 6 inches of snow here in northern Maine. Could see better than a half a foot. So the ski resort's got to love this for the weekend, but we'll see about a half an inch to an inch of rain in the northeast quarter today, so it's going to be sloppy. So be ready for it and be patient out there, especially on the highways. Temperatures range from the 20s, northern and central New England, 30s around central parts of the region, but about 40 in New York, and then we'll get into the milder 60s as you work down into Virginia. Once again, showers and thunderstorms marching through, turning windy, drier, and colder behind the front. We could see an inch or more of rain in the eastern portions of the Carolinas, half an inch to an inch of rain across Florida, with temperatures once again warm ahead of the front but cooler behind it.
Want to really get your Easter hoppin'? Try Pillsbury Bunny Cookies, the only cookies with the fun bunny shape in the middle. Simply slice, bake, and eat. They're the cookies every bunny loves.
Mother, we're going shopping for wallpaper.
They'd be gone for hours. No one makes finding the wallpaper you want faster and easier than your Sherwin-Williams store.
Okay, girls, stacks are better, trips to win, deuces wild.
Sherwin-Williams exclusive service can access thousands of patterns, finding you what you want in no time.
I am hot.
Mother?
Save an additional 10% off solid vinyl kitchen and bath books from Lennon, the kitchen experts. Your Sherwin-Williams store, where to get it.
This is your local forecast, weather information you can plan on, because we show it on the 8s of every hour. Local on the 8s on the Weather Channel.